In this report for the British Menopause Society, we ask whether we can predict the age of our menopause and speak to one woman about the effects a premature menopause had on her.
When I was around 10, I had all sorts of symptoms. My vocal cords basically developed nodules. That means your voice doesn't work anymore, and I was a singer, so I really noticed that. My joints started to ache. I was in and out of A&E on crutches all the time. I had migraines, all sorts of insomnia. Things were never put together. I was also very flat. My breasts hadn't developed at all, and obviously I didn't have my period. So finally, at the age of 15, the doctor did refer me to a paediatric endocrinologist, and that's when I actually got my diagnosis.
25-year-old Corinna Bordoli runs her own company, but at the age of 15, when her friends were going through puberty, she was experiencing symptoms of the menopause. She'd been diagnosed with premature ovarian insufficiency, or premature menopause, although at the time her doctors in Italy had given her neither the correct name nor explained the menopause-related symptoms. For many younger women, it starts with the drop in female hormones, but in Corinna's case, her body never produced enough in the first place.
I wasn't even developed yet, and I was already letting everyone down. But equally, I didn't want to really share this with my friends. I really shared it only with a few people because I was quite ashamed of it. Basically, it is like the menopause because your ovaries don't work, which is what happens when you're postmenopausal. The problem is that I never had enough estrogen, so I never really fully developed.
While the symptoms for young women with POI are similar if not stronger than menopausal women, Corinna feels that non-POI doctors tend not to know how to treat them. She was prescribed with the birth control pill and hormone replacement therapy, but it's taken time to get the medication right for her.
Apparently you need to be on the right dose of HRT, the right type of HRT for your body, and that was never really discussed. So I went from, again, all sorts of mental health, anxiety, depression, mood swings, to acne, to joint pain, which is still a bit of an issue sometimes, to all sorts of dry mouth, dry eyes, dry skin, vaginal dryness, itchiness on the skin, hair falling off my head, been looking pretty dull in the past few years, and I never really thought, it could also be linked to this. Everything's connected.
In the UK, 1% of women under 40 have premature ovarian insufficiency, where the ovaries stop producing eggs unusually early, leading to menopause and infertility. The causes could be mainly genetic, but things like surgery, cancer treatment, autoimmune disorders, infections, even smoking can bring on early menopause.
This is an area I think that has been particularly neglected. Some GPs are very specialised in menopause and do understand premature menopause, but others are not so informed, and that's where we need to perhaps improve training at university level, at postgraduate level as well, so that everyone has a good understanding of what impact this condition can have and how we can start treating it as early as possible through prompt diagnosis.
Do you think that women are conscious enough or know enough about it?
What I want is for young women who are experiencing irregularity of their periods to come forward early and have that irregularity investigated, because often we put this down to stress or changes in weight or changes of environment. But actually, some of these women will have premature ovarian insufficiency, and this can be diagnosed quite easily with a blood test and a scan.
What kind of research is going on at the moment?
In terms of fertility, there's some very exciting work going on looking at the use of stem cells in order to try to produce eggs de novo. At the moment, you're stuck with the number of eggs that you've got, but in the future, we hope that this avenue of research will be able to create new eggs, and therefore women will have the opportunity to be able to achieve a pregnancy that's genetically theirs.
For Corinna, life is good, and she's working with the DAISY network, supporting young women with POI. Her advice to them?
Don't be afraid of the word menopause. It's not something that only happens to, slightly older women. It can happen at any age, and it's just really important that everyone knows about it, and always track your symptoms. Just make sure you connect the dots, because sometimes you think that's just me, but it's not really, it's just your illness.